Hello, everybody. Welcome to a very special episode of the Loan Officer Wealth Podcast, one of our first ever double episodes. And this double header is insane because we have Damon Germanides and Chris Furie, number 6 and number 8 on the Scotsman's Guide. If you combine them together, we are speaking to the largest volume lender in the nation on today's episode. Guys, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thanks for having us.
Guys, this is just absolutely phenomenal. So I would like to hear, you guys have been in partnership for over a decade. I would love to hear how you started the business and how you've grown to such incredible volumes at this point.
Well, I'll let Chris, why don't you start, since you've been doing this longer than me.
So I've been in the mortgage business now for about 32 years. I started when I was 21.
Wow.
And, and now I'll be 54 in July. So I've been doing this a long time. Born and raised in Beverly Hills, started in the 90s. I started working for a company called Oak Mortgage. And then I was with Oak for about 22 years. And then after that, during the financial crisis of 2008, I decided to partner up with Damon and start Insignia Mortgage. So we started, I think, Damon, 2010?
Yeah, about 2010, 2011, yep. So we started slow, and I came from a different background. My father was in the restaurant business, so I worked in the restaurant after college, and then I went back, got my MBA at USC at night, and then coming out of the tech bubble bursting in 2001, and what have you, the economy wasn't that great. I had a friend of mine from business school say, "Hey, you should maybe try to get in the mortgage business. It's an interesting business. It kind of may suit you well." So I got into the business that way, and worked in Beverly Hills for a company called CS Financial, and for many years. And then around 2010, Chris and I, who were friendly, decided to join forces together, and the rest has been history.
That is amazing. So you guys started basically right after 2008, 2009, an interesting time to partner up. What was your hypothesis, or what you went into the market with on, here's how we're going to grow the business, here's going to be our unique value proposition? What did that look like?
Well, I think what Chris and I did that was beneficial was we went in with our eyes wide open, and we didn't set any expectations with each other. We just said, let's form this partnership, go slow, and see how it evolved. And then around 2011, Chris, was that when we got introduced to our main funding source?
Yes.
Yeah. Why don't you elaborate on that, Chris?
So what happened was we started off in, what was it, 2000? When did we meet the credit union, Damon?
2011, 2012, I think.
Okay. And I was introduced to this credit union, and Damon and I met with this credit union, and we started doing loans with them. We started doing one loan, and they liked the loan a lot. So we gave them another loan, and then they wanted another loan and another loan. And next thing you know, we started. What was the first year? What did we do in volume, Damon, with them? We did
maybe started off at maybe 100 million in volume, and then that grew up to a peak of around, I think, 500 million right before rates started to grow. Just so we were quite busy with that credit union. It started slow, like everything we've done. We've still always gone slow. But the interesting part to that was back in 2011, we kind of went against the grain and said, hey, we're going to just really focus on small, on the niche part of the market, and deal with just a couple of lenders that will take the time to underwrite, more of a customized underwrite of files for good quality borrowers. But again, a lot more going on than what your big banks would even entertain at the time. And so that's kind of how we developed our niche. And also, brought some people in to understand how to underwrite that niche, which is definitely not your normal underwriting methodology. So that's been our journey, really. And even as banks come in and out of the market, especially in credit unions, especially with where rates have gone and other issues with balance sheet constraints, that ability to do this kind of niche business we're still able to find resources on the lending side that want these kind of loans, which is great.
That is incredible. And I love the niching down of the business, because right now we do a lot of traffic generation. So getting businesses ranked on the front page of Google, helping engage the database, become the best rated lender on the front page. And what we're finding is that those niches are much easier to rank in, but the quality of the consumer that ends up on the other end of the phone call, when they call, they know exactly what they need. They have a pain point. They're an easier customer to work with. And as long as you get the back end of the business dialed in, it can be a phenomenal relationship. So I'm interested in, you've chosen your niche, you've got a specific lending product through the credit union, and you don't have to share what it is with our audience today if you don't want to, but I'm interested in how you, to say, hey, we sent them this deal and then all of a sudden we're at $500 million in volume is incredible, but everybody's going to be wondering, where are you getting the clients? Where are the customers coming from for that type of niche product? So did you take the product and then go to market, or did you have a specific market funnel that then led you to the product? How did that work?
Well, I think we're incredibly fortunate to have grown up in LA, Los Angeles, our market. Chris in Beverly Hills, myself in the Valley. We collectively know a lot of people, and really a combination of we committed early on to Salesforce as our CRM.
Nice.
And spent a lot of money and time customizing it. We committed to Marketing Cloud, which is the advertising delivery system for Salesforce. We spent a lot of time and money customizing that. We committed to putting all our contacts in and segmenting them out every single time someone calls us, which again is a grindy thing to do. And then it's just a combination. It's warm leads. It's real estate brokers that Chris and I may know for many, many years. It's sending opinions out on where we think the market's going on a weekly basis. It's social media. It's LinkedIn. It's texting people. It's getting back to people on the weekends. We were able to grow our footprint through social media and through Google search and redisplay, which would have cost a small company like ours probably millions of dollars to reach people out of market. But with the kind of the technology, the ability, the cost of efficiency of that technology, we can reach a lot more, especially if you know who you want to target. But it's just that whole, it's a whole combination of things. When you
and
say,
also,
Chris,
Damon, I think a lot too is our reputation with the realtors out there.
Yeah.
In the beginning, a lot of our business came from turndowns, where other banks couldn't do the loan, and the realtor would refer, say, call Chris and Damon.
Yeah,
very
that's a
good
great point. Yeah.
These complex loans, give them a try. We have a very good reputation amongst the realtors in our area.
Yeah.
They know, if we can't do something, we tell them, right away. They're not going to hear, in 2 weeks, oh, you know what, I'm sorry, but this is not going to work out. We're very upfront with them. And, usually when we take a loan, we know within 24 to 48 hours if it's something that we can do. And if we can do it, great. And if we can't do it, we tell them right away.
Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah, we're very transparent with all parties involved. We don't hope and pray that a deal gets done. I mean, we'll be honest. We'll say, hey, it's a tough ask. We've got a lender interested. They're going to look through it. We spend a lot of time, analyzing the file. We write cover letters on every deal. Our third partner, Neil Patel, he's a CPA by training. So we do spend time in there making sure that these loans are buttoned up and the presentation is good. But we just tell the client, hey, or the real estate broker, we're just honest. Hey, this is a tough ask. We're going to send it up, but we're not sure, And if we're sure, we're sure. We know. So they trust our opinion.
That is incredibly helpful. And I think there's so much learning for our listeners in that. It's not just one deal. If you can become known in your industry as the person that supports partners with just the honesty of the deal, especially in today's marketplace, just being real with consumers, getting those tough deals done, but communicating effectively with the realtors, that's such a value add that most people skim over. So I'm interested, do you have an outbound funnel for realtors at this point in the business? Are you actively, do you have a business development manager that reaches out to realtors on a regular basis, or is it mainly your brand is big enough that you just get the referrals now?
No, we're so one of the other things too is we own Insignia Mortgage. We founded Insignia Mortgage, Chris and I, but we're also actively working the phones and emails, and we have clients. So we're not we're not management. We are management, but we're also there in the weeds with our team. So we've never gotten away from doing the stuff we do. I mean, Chris is up at 6 in the morning, getting his list organized every day with who to call, what to do. And then we do again. So we like to have the warm, texts or calls or go to lunch with our key, referral partners and people we know a long time. And then we use social social and email and texting type of delivery services to kind of broaden the net, so to speak. But we still think there's nothing like a phone call. You could ask my partner on that. He's on the phone.
I mean, I talk to my realtors every day. I'm always texting and calling, and it's so important because at the end of the day, they want to hear from you.
Yeah.
100%. So you mentioned there, Chris, having a daily success plan, for lack of a better phrase. So what does that look like? Do you have specific activities that you do on each day? Do you have a specific list of contacts that you're going to reach out to every day? What does that look like?
I mean, what I do is I put together, I have a list of like 30, 40 realtors on a spreadsheet. And, I try to call them at least, every couple of weeks. And what I'll do is I'll usually call them or I'll text them. But that's what works best for me.
That is amazing. Now, are all 30 or 40 of those people you've done business with where you're just maintaining those relationships, or is that old contacts?
Relationships? Yes, those are people that I have relationships with and that I've done loans with.
Got it. Excellent. And then you guys are, so sorry, let me pause for our listeners, that daily success habit, going after the low-hanging fruit, the warm contacts in your database, people that you've done business with. It's very simple to look back over the last 2 years, pull every single deal you've done, pick the realtors on both sides of the transaction, start your list, start making your daily calls. If you're looking for a way to generate activity right away in the short term in the business, I have never not seen that activity work, but you have to pick up that 10,000 pound phone and actually make the phone calls. Chris, I'm sure that can be difficult. I'm sure you've got a success routine now, but what do you do when you wake up in the morning and you don't feel like making those calls?
I push myself to make them. It's so important. The other thing too is, I want to know what's going on in the, what's happening in the marketplace. So it's really important to talk to the realtors because they're on the front lines and they'll let you know, what's going on out there.
Yeah. And we kind of as a partnership, it's interesting because we can strategize, a little bit better than just a sole, one-off broker by themselves. So Chris can go out to the realtors and get a sense of, our local market. I can then go work the phones with the lenders and see if, because there are smaller lenders we work with. Hey, what's the temper? What's the, where are you guys going? Think you're going to go on rates? What are you guys going to tighten the underwriting bucket? Like what's happening? So we kind of can see, but we're getting both sides. We get a good understanding of where the market is that way. So that does help. So we're not, we're locked in with both what's happening with the realtors and what's happening with the lenders. So we hopefully no surprises that way,
Well, absolutely. And that comes through in the weekly newsletter that you put out. So you put the newsletter out on social media, but also on the website. But
Yeah.
it's a really in-depth, here's what's happening in the marketplace, not only on the real estate side of things, but the lender side of things. So I'm assuming that you get a significant following of realtors, but also clients that are engaging in that content every week.
You know, I hope. It's hard. It's a little hard to track. It goes out to about I think it's like 10 or 12,000, mostly real estate brokers and financial advisors and what have you. And they're my opinions and what I'm seeing out there. I don't always call it right, but I do get it right once in a while. And also try to bring in a little bit of what's happening in our local market. So try to discuss that a bit, what we're seeing, what we're hearing. You know, and what our clients are telling us too, when we talk to our borrowers. Because again, Chris and I we manage the business, but we're active. We're hearing our clients. We're hearing the grunt when you quote current rates from where we were. Oh man, that's a big move. And not everybody watches this stuff all the time. So
Yep.
we're active. We're in the trenches with our team.
So you just touched on something, again, very important for our listeners. Basically, there's only three ways to grow the business. You've got your past customer database, you've got your referral partners, and then you've got marketing and advertising and inbound. And we talked about the referral partners, but we haven't really talked about the database marketing. But you're mentioning speaking to clients, getting feedback, so do you have a process for calling out to your past customer database, or is it all the newsletter, social media, and just relying on email and text?
Well, not for, I mean, we could very easily because of Salesforce and the ability to see, deals, last deal, who opened what on email. So yeah, at a certain point, we do have the ability to check who's engaging with us and maybe do calls. But we don't have a formal process on that. But we do get people calling us to get our opinion on the world, what's going on, past clients. When you do this as long as Chris and I have, people tend to call and we reach out to our people as well. And we send reminders. We do little things too through our marketing. We send tax bills coming due. Your loan may be adjusting if you haven't sold the property or refinanced already. We do a little thing like a happy birthday email comes out of our thing, so we let people know it's their, happy birthday, wishing them the best. So we have a lot of triggers to connect with our clients. So, but not overwhelm them, we don't want to overwhelm them. So.
Yep. And I think the Salesforce work that you've done up front, a huge lift, but it pays dividends for you to be able to have all of that automated marketing and have the information in there. CRM management is so incredibly important. Now, you mentioned you're working with Salesforce, but you're also working with the Salesforce Marketing Cloud. So there's going to be a lot of people here that have never heard that don't know what that is. Can you break that down and give us just a 30,000 foot view of how you leverage that in your business to grow?
Well, what the Marketing Cloud does is it allows, it's nascent to Salesforce. So what it does is you can create segments and slice and dice your clients, your past clients, your realtors, and it will send out journeys based on who those people are, and you can keep or who those segments are, and then you can keep track of who's opening what, how the journeys are going, and you can modify, adjust, terminate, whatever it might be, to try to optimize, deliverability, engagement, all that good stuff. So very, very, very powerful tool. And we actually did something that I'm really proud of. We were the first to market on this, I believe, as we took Salesforce, Marketing Cloud, Simple Nexus, which is the consumer facing app, and Encompass, and we connected the whole thing together. So we have a very, very fabulous digital loan app, which we process now, which I didn't even think I wasn't sure some of our clients would even embrace it, but so far everybody's loving it, and it's been great. And then we're able to send our reminders out and everything, and it's really, really a neat thing we did. So I'm very proud of that. And
I had
oh,
I
go
had
ahead,
nothing.
Chris.
I was just saying, no, I had nothing to do with our digital application. Damon's done an amazing job with it.
But a
Incredible.
big shout out to the two guys in our office, Neil Patel and Michael Nazare, who helped me with this. And I think we spent a year and a half during COVID with our consultants making it perfect. Maybe a year, maybe not a year and a half, but they had never seen anybody dive into this amount of detail and everything on this process. But you know what? It just shows you the hard work. It's such a, I mean, we're not tech people. I'm not a tech guy. So it's just so difficult and so, tough to get there. But once it was done, even our people who worked on it go, you guys really put a really big effort into this, and it looks great. You guys did a great job. So it's been great. And
The borrowers love it.
Yeah. And the one thing with the tech, building this tech stack, it's allowed us to bring in a few very, very seasoned brokers that we would not have been able to handle because we were too manualized in our process.
Yep.
We would have to hire so much help that it wouldn't have made sense. But this technology, this tech stack is made things so much more efficient for our company. It's been great.
That is amazing. The top 10%, 20% of the mortgage market in the next 5 to 10 years, all of those producers are going to stand on top of technology. It is going to change our industry immensely. And to know you guys are undertaking that project, I'm personally very interested in what your perspectives are and what your ideas are around artificial intelligence. How do you think that's going to change the mortgage industry? And are you looking at ways to implement AI in the mortgage business right now?
It's funny you should ask. I have ChatGPT open right now. I'm doing some research on how to optimize some ads for a sister business of ours, which is a fix and flip bridge lender that we're just in. It's just it's a newer business, so we're just getting to the point of being able to go out and do some social on it. Look, I think you have to embrace it. If you don't, you're going to be left behind. I think in a weird way, look, ChatGPT is not going to get you a real estate referral, right? It's gonna maybe help you get there, but you're going to have to put the time in and connect with people to get the referrals. But what it can do is it can make the business a lot more efficient. I think there's a way to bring in a lot of guidelines. As brokers, we work with like 25 different banks, credit unions, mortgage banks, bridge lenders. How could we bring this technology that's really good at looking at analyzing guidelines or things like guidelines, because that's what it's designed for, and very logical type of wording and what you have, and bring it into a tool that could help our originators know right away where the right fit is for a loan, or what the hits are to the rate, or whatever it might be. So I think it's interesting what'll happen there.
It is very much so. And Chris, what about on your side?
In terms of what, into AI and.
Yeah, are you using it? How do you feel?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really using it. I'm like, Damon's dealing with all that.
I think
it's definitely the future.
I think it highlights it is the future, but I think right now, keeping an eye on it and learning about it is important. But what's really important is picking up the freaking phone and talking to people and building relationships, getting face-to-face, the lunch appointments that you guys are doing. You have built one of the largest mortgage businesses in the nation by doing the fundamentals, treating people right, and doing good deals. And gentlemen, I cannot congratulate you enough on all of your success. It is very well earned.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For anybody listening, where can they go to get more information about you, the business? Where would you like people to go to check you out?
www.insigniamortgage.com is our mortgage business, and www.insigniacapitalcorp is our fix and flip and bridge boutique direct lender business.
That is amazing. Gentlemen, thank you so much for taking the time. For all of our listeners, that is absolutely worth a 5-star review over on iTunes. Make sure you head us over there and support us over there. That helps us get more great guests on the show. And thank you for listening. We will see you in the next episode.
Thanks, Chris. Pleasure.